Hello everyone and welcome to English for You. My name is Reese.
And I'm Laura. You can call me Lala.
Lala or Laura, I like both. Today we're shooting fish out of cannons.
We are not.
I know it sounds crazy.
Are we going to hurt the fish?
Apparently not.
Oh,
Apparently the fish are going to be okay. They're going to have a good time flying through the air. What are we talking about? There's a thing about fish being shot out of cannons. It helps save their lives.
Right.
Before we talk about the article, let's talk about fish and seafood. Do you like seafood?
I love seafood. I love sashimi as well. Yummy.
It's very good in Taiwan. You know, I lived in China before and the seafood there wasn't super fresh because I lived kind of inland. But here in Taiwan, we're an island. There's fish everywhere.
You can have lots of seafood there as well. 基隆
The sashimi. 怎么说生鱼片吗？
生鱼片超好吃的。
Although I'm not a big fan of shellfish.
Oh, okay.
Like clams and
我也
oysters.
是，我还好。
They kind of taste like salty boogers.
他们有一种比较腥的味道。Okay.
Well, we're talking about fish because our article today is about fish flying through the air. Let's find out some more.
Interesting. Shoo.
Reading.
The air cannon that's saving fish. Man-made structures exist to control the flow of water in rivers all over the world. However, these structures also stop fish from swimming up rivers to spawn. In fact, this has now become a huge issue in parts of the US and Europe, where salmon populations are shrinking. It's clear that something had to be done to tackle this problem. So, a US company created a system called the salmon cannon. The salmon cannon consists of an accelerator chamber and a long tube that harmlessly shoots salmon to places they can't easily reach. Here's how it works. A fish enters the salmon cannon, where a first gate, Gate A, opens to let it into the accelerator chamber. Gate A then closes behind the fish. At the other end of the chamber is a second gate, Gate B, which is connected to the tube. The two gates remain closed while air is forced into the chamber to allow a buildup of pressure. Finally, Gate B opens and the fish shoots out into the tube and flies all the way to its destination. In Norway, salmon cannons help up to 10,000 salmon reach their destinations each day.
All right, let's start with our article introduction. Man-made structures exist to control the flow of water in rivers all over the world. Yeah, that's true. They're often called dams. A dam is a structure. What's a structure? A structure is a large thing that is built like a building and is made usually of different parts. A structure doesn't have to be a building, though. A bridge is a kind of structure. You can have natural structures too, like a big rock sticking out of the ground. So here's an example sentence. A large structure is being built in the middle of our school, but I don't know what it is.
Interesting. 我们来看一下 structure 这个字，通常是指建筑的结构，所以通常它可能是某一个建筑物会看到的。For example, lightning conductors 就是避雷针 protect buildings and tall structures from lightning strikes. 另外 structure 还可以是指这个一般的结构，像是一个句子的文法结构 the grammatical structure of a sentence. 回到课文它提到的就是全世界都有人造的这个建筑的结构，为了控制河流的流动而存在。像刚刚我们有提到，就是 dams， 就是水坝。
Yeah, and if we talk about the structure of something, we're kind of talking about the way that it's put together, how it's made. Okay, well, the article continues. It says, however, These structures also stop fish from swimming up rivers to spawn. Yeah, dams, they block off the water, and that means that fish can't get past anymore. Do we have a solution? Perhaps, but first, let's talk about the word spawn. Spawn is a verb, and it means to give birth to eggs. Though we only really use this word for animals that keep their eggs in water, like fish, frogs, or crabs. Chickens don't spawn eggs, they lay them. The noun spawn is the name of the bunch of eggs that a fish or frog lays.
然而呢，我们课文又提到了这些结构可能会阻止鱼呢洄游产卵。OK， 这个字有点难念哦。Spawn， OK， 这个字也有点难哦，它是个动词，就是产卵。
And for the video gamers amongst us, you might also recognize the word spawn. If you die in a video game and you come back to life, we say you spawn or you respawn. Well, the article continues with, in fact, this has now become a huge issue in parts of the US and Europe where salmon populations are shrinking. By the way, salmon, beautiful, delicious, tasty fish.
真的，我超爱。
I think in Chinese it's 鲑鱼, right?
对，我超爱鲑鱼，我吃生鱼片只吃鲑鱼。Anyways， 回到课文，一直肚子很饿哦。事实上，这也是现在欧美的一些地区啊，他们非常重大的问题，也就是鲑鱼的数量在减少。我们来注意这个 salmon 这个字哦，不要念成 salmon，OK， 因为那个 L 它是不发音的。OK， salmon， I love salmon sashimi，
You know,
超好吃的。
they have a different way of saying salmon in China. They don't say 鲑鱼.
那我们说什么
They say 三文鱼.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
from the
三文
English.
鱼。
Well, let's talk about the word shrink. So to shrink means to get smaller or for there to be less of something. If a person shrinks, they become tiny, but that's not really possible. If the money in your bank account shrinks, that means you're spending too much. Here's an example sentence. Many people don't want to have children nowadays, so the number of classes in schools is shrinking.
我们来看一下 shrink 这个动词，就是对缩小或是减少哦。我们在课文提到的是它们的数量减少，但是提到缩小，我就想到 Your sweater will shrink if you wash it at too high a temperature， 就是用温度过高的水洗毛衣，它可能会缩水。Or 有时候我们很俏皮的可能说 Have you shrunk? You look so much thinner， 就是你想小一个 size 这样子的意思哦，很可爱。Or people shrink as they get older.
That's right. My grandmother is now maybe close to 80 and she's like
她就变小只了。
slowly hunching over and shrinking. She's cute. Right, the article tells us more. It says, it's clear that something had to be done to tackle this problem. So, a US company created a system called the salmon cannon. Oh, I love this. Well, before we learn about the salmon cannon, let's talk about this verb tackle. So to tackle in sports means to throw your body against somebody to stop them or knock them to the ground. In American football or rugby, this is a common move. When we're talking about a problem, however, to tackle means to try really hard to solve the problem.
没错，我们来看一下哦。课文就是说，因为这样子一个问题，所以因此必须要处理就是像是他们鲑鱼越来越少的一个状况哦。Tackle 在这里就是处理。那因此呢，一位美国公司他就创造了一个叫做 Salmon Cannon 的系统，就是鲑鱼大炮。OK， 这里提到的 US Company 是哪里呢？其实它就是在西雅图的 Whoosh。Innovations 这个我有上网再查一下咯。它除了制造鲑鱼大炮之外，它其实也是经营这个渔业养殖相关的工作。那其实 whoosh 它原本的拼法应该是什么呢？就是它是小写的 W whoosh。OK， 那它就是有那种咻很飞快移动这样子的意思。那 Salmon Cannon, interesting name, 鲑鱼大炮。
Love it. It sounds so much fun.
Right.
I would like a Reese cannon so I can fly through the air. Well, the article describes this invention. It says the salmon cannon consists of an accelerator chamber and a long tube that harmlessly shoots salmon to places they can't easily reach. Ooh, that was a mouthful. We've got loads of words to talk about here. Let's start with the word accelerate. To accelerate means to speed up, to get faster. So an accelerator is something that makes you go faster. We had an accelerator chamber. So a chamber is an empty space inside of another place. A chamber can be a big room inside a building, or it can be a place where you keep things inside a box or a machine.
Oh, okay. 我真的还特别去上网去看这个影片，我很好奇这个 salmon cannon 到底是什么东西呀？洄游的鲑鱼被这个工作人员再从这个河流送进一段悬空的半透明管道，然后就像坐roller coaster 云霄飞车一样，然后就可以穿越水坝啊，或者是一些险峻的水道回到上游。那这段影片其实呢，如果你们去发现的话，它也引起网络热议哦。那刚刚有提到的 accelerator 就是加速器变快啦。那 chamber 其实有很多意思，它可能是一个机器的一个空间一个室，或者是还有动物植物的腔这样子的意思哦。
The word chamber makes me think of the second Harry Potter book.
对
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Well, we have another word, which is the word tube or tube. A tube is a long cylindrical shape like this. Cylindrical means a long 3D circle shape. A pipe is a kind of tube, and you keep toothpaste in a tube too. Here's an example sentence. My dad built a long tube that sends things from the second floor down to the basement.
Very smart.
Very cool.
Good for lazy people. Tube 是什么呢？就是管子，像是我们的 toothpaste, a tube of toothpaste. 我们可以用这样量词来形容一个管子的牙膏。Or we could talk about the operation involves putting a small tube into your heart.
Ooh, sounds scary. Another word to talk about, it's the word harmlessly. Let's get into it. Let's talk about harmlessly. So the verb or noun harm means to hurt something. The adjective harmless means it can't hurt you. So if you do something harmlessly, which is the adverb, that means you do something in a way that doesn't hurt anybody. So the salmon cannon shoots these fish very far in a way that is harmless. It shoots them harmlessly. They don't get hurt. Here's an example sentence. My dog is well trained, so he knows how to play harmlessly with my baby brother. 没错，一开始我听到这个 salmon cannon， 我想说会不会伤害到鲑鱼？但其实它不会，因为我有去查了一下哦。他说呢，他会利用鱼的前后部的插压推动前进，那管道也会注满空气还有水雾，所以呢，表示它输送的时候它可以呼吸。 I see.
The salmon can breathe. 然后一般呢，其实耗时好几天的洄游过程，你知道它可以缩短到几秒钟而已。So the salmon cannon can harmlessly shoot salmon to places they can't easily reach. Harmlessly 这里就是无害地 ，OK？ 它的形容词就是 harmless. And how does that work?
Well, the article explains, here's how it works. A fish enters the salmon cannon, where a first gate, gate A, opens to let it into the accelerator chamber.
OK， 所以他首先放一条鱼进入这个鲑鱼大炮，那然后呢，就是第一扇门 Gate A 就打开，让鱼进去这个加速室。
Right. Next, Gate A then closes behind the fish. At the other end of the chamber is a second gate, Gate B, which is connected to the tube.
然后 Gate A 在鱼进入之后就会关闭啊，但是它的另外一端就会有 Gate B 连接到管子的部位。
And then the two gates remain closed while air is forced into the chamber to allow a buildup of pressure. All right, so that's a lot of instruction. Let's talk about some words. We have the word remain here. It's a verb, and to remain means to stay where you already are. It means you don't change your position or location. If there is an earthquake, you should remain inside and find something strong to hide under. Here's an example sentence with remain.The students remained in the classroom while the teacher went out to see what was making so much noise.
没错 remain 在本课当中就是保持不变、停留。比方像是呢，可能我们会听到这句话广播 Please remain seated until all the lights are on.OK， 那课文还提到 build up，OK， 这是一个字就是累积的意思，表示加速器里面内腔逐渐被气体充满，然后压力累积哦。好，这里我们先来看一下，刚刚有提到 remain 哦，那如果跟 maintain 另外这个字的用法，大家可能会很好奇哦。那 remain 其实呢就是剩下保持，通常是指保持在当下，停留于当下的表现，所以用法不仅限于接这个名词，比方像是 I remained silent in the dark， 就是我在黑暗中保持沉默，或者是 The price of gas will remain the same next week， 这里又是指下周的油价将维持不变。或者你还可以这么说 My doctor told me to remain in bed to let my feet recover 就是医生告诉我要待在床上好让我的脚痊愈。那我们再看回另外一个字就是 maintain 它有维护或是维持。那一般来说 maintain 指的是事物本身已经存在，那透过行动进而维持它的状态。那后面我们要接续名词，比方像是 maintain the balance of nature 维持生态平衡，或是 maintain your health 保持你的身体健康啊。
So the article will tell us about the final step in the process. Finally, gate B opens and the fish shoots out into the tube and flies all the way to its destination.That sounds like so much fun.
Okay, I want to be the salmon.
Me too.
最后冰门就打开，然后鱼就会被气体压力推进半透明的管子，咻，快速向前冲刺，然后咻的一声，就是飞到半空中，然后就会达到它的目的地哦。我真的觉得这个很酷因为用这个管子呢，它可以帮助它越过，然后挡住其他洄游路线的水坝。
I think in some circuses they have human cannons, right? Where they shoot people out of a cannon onto a soft mat.
好
I'm not sure if I would really want to try.
感觉会受伤。
Well, another word to talk about here, and it's the word destination. Destination is a noun, and your destination is the place you are trying to get to. You might walk, drive, cycle, or ride a train to get to your destination.Here's an example sentence. We need to drive 3 hours to reach our destination.
That's not too bad, okay? Destination 就是目的地啦、地点啦，它是个名词。比方像是如果你想要去参观一个观光客都会去的一个很夯的景点，就是 a tourist destination, place where a lot of tourists go. Okay, 那到达目的地我们要用什么动词？你可以用 reach or arrive.At your destination 或是口语就是 get to your destination 但是我每次看到 destination 我就会想到一个恐怖片Final Destination 绝命终结站我超爱看 I know it's cheesy
It's a lot of fun
But it's really good to kill time
But you guys shouldn't be watching this one
对你们来讲可能有一点太暴力了
Wait a few years
对长大之后可以去看
Okay, well, the article carries on with, in Norway, salmon cannons help up to 10,000 salmon reach their destinations each day.
Whoa!
That's a lot. And Norway, by the way, was a country just mentioned. It's a country in Scandinavia in Northern Europe. It's beautiful, it's cold, The people are very tall and lovely.
哇，挪威就是 Norway。OK， 所以在挪威这样一套系统，一天呢可以运送高达10000条鲑鱼到达他们的目的地哦。
Norway is also famous for its salmon.
对呀
，because the water,
我有印象。
the water around Norway is super cold and super clean, which is the kind of water that salmon really enjoy. So the salmon that you're having for dinner tonight might just be from Norway. Well, that's all about salmon cannons for today, but we do have a For You chat question, so please join us for that.
For You chat.
Okay, so today's For You chat question, maybe you can ask me, Laura.
Okay, our For You chat question for you and you out there. What other creative ways do people use to save and protect animals?
I have a good answer for this one. So if you didn't know, seals, which are 海豹, they're super cute. 海豹. They're very cute and cuddly, and they have really nice fur. And they live in the south in Antarctica. Many people like to kill them and take their fur to make clothes and sell it for a lot of money.
好坏哦。
Yeah, so that's not good.
Right.
But one thing that people do to stop hunters killing them is to dye their fur different colors, like pink or green or blue, like my hair.
就像 Reese 他有染他的头发哦。
Exactly. So if a seal has bright pink or bright green fur, a hunter is not going to have any use for its fur, and so
smart.
hopefully won't kill them. It's an interesting way to protect these animals, and it doesn't hurt them.
And the seals can be in different colors.
Yeah, they can have a cool hairdo. Maybe you guys can do some research online to find out other interesting ways that animals are protected, either from bad people or from nature itself.
Right.
But for now, I'm Reese.
And I'm Laura.
And we'll see you next time.
Vocabulary Review. Structure. The travelers found a huge structure in the forest. It was thought to be an ancient church. Shrink. The number of available houses is shrinking, so houses are becoming more expensive. Tube. The company makes the rubber tubes that are used in bicycle tires. Harmlessly. A bomb was found in a car, but it was exploded harmlessly by experts after they removed everyone from the area. Remain. Jim was feeling sick, so he remained at home while his family went on vacation. Destination. There were some strong winds as the airplane approached its destination, and the passengers were scared that they might crash.
智慧小补帖
Spawn. Tackle. Accelerator. Chamber.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net